but this is how I came. In fact, it's unfortunate there's no enhancements for that, because if there were,
there are. You just have to have some serious
not
racks.
those kinds, and even those kinds can only get you up to what, maybe about 5-6 inches at the most.
Well, that's a lot too.
So if somebody is 4'10" and grows 6 inches, he's still going to be short under the general perspective of things.
Would you rather be 5'6" or 4'10"? What up, people? It's your favorite podcast man, back again with another one. I am Michael Shenariwo.
And I'm Muro Ogunkoya.
And this is Menisms, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode. We are glad to have you back. We appreciate everybody listening in, everybody watching. Much love to you. Make sure you subscribe to all the audio platforms and channels we have. And make sure you also subscribe to the newsletter, because we got a lot of information that are coming out. But thank you all for following us and supporting us. We appreciate ya. We've been seeing some very interesting dilemmas, because you guys know that every time we start off the episode, we read questions out to you. But there's some we've already seen a preview for today, and it's going to be a great episode. So stay tuned. So the first dilemma is from a guy named Brian. So Brian says, "Happy New Year, guys. Hope everything is great over there. Well, I have this weird sexual habit of masturbating to gay porn. Mind you, I have a girlfriend and I enjoy having sex with her." Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is how we're starting Menisms. But it's been a while since I started enjoying gay sex as well. It's been a while since I started enjoying gay sex as well. And I only had sex with a man once. What? And it was 6 years ago. I don't know what to do. Any advice? My bro.
There's nothing to do. You're bisexual. There's obviously that's not a bad thing. You're bisexual. There's nothing to be done there. I think what's just happened is you've reached a stage of life where, honestly, I don't even know. Bro, I can't say what stage of life you've reached, because I don't know what happened during the stage where you had the sex with the guy, and if that was actually a one-time thing, or circumstances didn't allow you have sex with the guy again after that point, and so your body may have wanted it, but you just couldn't. I don't know, but. Right now, your body's obviously telling you that chapter is not closed, clearly. And having a girlfriend does not, remove the desires for wanting another man. So,
hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. You better stick to one. And I say this respectfully, but first off, if you're a guy, any guy out there, if you have a girlfriend or are sleeping with a girl, don't go and sleep with a guy, then go back and sleep with her, or be doing both at the same time. I'm sorry. I'm not somebody that supports that. Now, if you're doing one or the other, that's fair. That's fair.
Right, but how about this?
You are risking, again, even with sex, when it comes to man and woman, there's still a risk every time we do that. But we are having a higher risk if we are doing both at the same time. And that's why I'm just going to say, respectfully, pick one that you want to focus on now, because you're also going to be confusing yourself going back and forth. You might think you like one thing, then go back. You're going to be confused. So why not at this stage now pick one to focus on that you can say, you know what, I enjoyed this more than I enjoyed the other one.
So but then that addresses one problem. Then there's the problem with the masturbation that he's talking about, because that definitely does not solve that problem.
Well, masturbating to gay porn.
Mm-hmm.
It's because, that's what I'm saying, because you're sleeping with a woman, but you're still thinking of men.
Yeah, but now it's a different problem. Because
are you masturbating to gay porn when you sleeping with a dude?
No. So him masturbating to gay porn is why I was saying then that it could be that that's his body desiring that chapter of his life to be open again. But mentally, because again, there are people who have this. So some people can, masturbate to the weirdest kind of porn, but they can't actually have that kind of sex. For example, you could masturbate to old people's type of porn. There's a reason why all of that content exists.
Sorry, but let's be real. We have to stop being in a politically correct world. That's some weird ass shit if you're doing that stuff. I'm sorry. If you masturbate to some weird stuff like that, I'm sorry. They say don't judge, but I'm sorry.
Yeah, so it's not being politically correct. It's just being judgmental. That's what it is. And there's nothing wrong.
How am I judge if you?
No, but that's what it is. Because again.
Oh, everybody has their fantasy.
Literally. Let's be literal.
Everybody is entitled to their fantasy. I would never take that.
Now, do we find that as weird? That's now up to us.
Okay.
to find that as weird.
So if I saw somebody having sex with an animal online, that's not weird. That's just
it's
fantasy.
weird. It's weird, but it's fantasy still. It exists,
I'm sorry,
but
that's
it's weird.
Weird. Call it. Fuck that.
It's
That's some
weird.
weird shit.
So now back to the weird aspect here, which is he's in a heterosexual relationship, but he likes homosexual porn. Honestly, there's a lot of mental purge you're going to need to come out of that, because it's not something you just know how to come out of. You honestly need a lot of. Honestly,
I feel like, hey, respectfully, if you are doing that, then I think you know what you are, bro. Respectfully, and what I mean by that is
that he's gay.
Yeah,
and I'm not
there's
even
nothing wrong in that.
I'm not even disputing
there's
that.
Nothing
but
wrong
that's
with
why
I feel like you need to. It's one of those. I don't think he's ready to accept it.
But then again, I still beg to argue, because there are genuine bisexual people who like both sexes genuinely. And yes, they may lean towards one in some cases and then over time lean towards the other. But I don't think it's a hard rule for us to say because
I got a
he has
controversial
that
thing to say as a guy, man.
I don't think
as a man you can be bisexual.
Mm.
Call it what you want, man. Like, I'm sorry. Now, again, maybe for
the women, I do see what you mean.
The reason I say that is because with women, it can happen for both gender. Human beings are emotional people,
I see what you mean.
But for women, I can understand it. And I'm not even saying it in a sexual way, because I'm not even attracted to women that are lesbians.
Even behaviorally.
That's sexy. I want 2 girls. No, I've never been that guy. But what I mean is, I can understand the emotional connection that some women have, right? That turns into that relationship, which, again, I'm not supporting, but I understand it. And it's not to say men can't have that close relationship bond or so, right? That, like, you have. But as a man, I do not feel like you can be bisexual where you are liking men and also liking women.
You know what? Actually,
sorry.
I agree with you. And let me tell you why I agree with you. Obviously, one, I'm a man, right? Mm-hmm. But before that, even, or after that, I'm also a man who's trying to picture liking other men. I'm not someone who likes other men. But I'm trying to picture if I ended up staring in that direction. For a guy to stare in the direction of liking men, it's because you like men, right? And that's all it will ever be from that point on. Any guy who likes guys and, still tries to go back to women is only because society still puts him in that box. And he's still trying to balance both out. And, luckily actually, there's a label he cannot add to it.
Because there's I'm going to debunk the argument some guys are going to say. Because I've had this argument with my gay friends. That's why I said I'm informed.
Okay.
So a lot of guys will say you don't know until you try it, unless you've had this shit, which I hate that statement, because it's like you cannot force me to try something.
To know I have been put,
at least for me, I have been put in the wildfire of those tests. Why? Because I grew up as an athlete where you are in locker rooms with men every week religiously. I have seen more naked bodies, no homo, than a lot of people. Why? Because that's my teammates. Those are my brothers.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's where it even stems from. I'm talking about since childhood. I've been in locker rooms since childhood. And at no point of my life have I ever looked at a man and said, I'm attracted to you. You understand? Not because of society, not because of this. Is when I see a woman, there's a different, it's when I got older, I was able to process my emotions with stuff, right? But in terms of attractiveness, like, I like you in that way, has always seen a woman even around men. Now, I get some boys when they're young might start having those thoughts and they're confused. Because let's not lie, I don't want to sound harsh also, because I understand there's also things of your upbringing, your story, your trauma, how you were brought up sometimes affects your sexual, help me with the word, your orientation now. But at least for the point of being bi, I don't think it's fair, but 2, I don't feel like you can do both. And that's why I said, if you have those thoughts, that's why I said at the end of the day, pick one. Even if you pick men, stick to it, see if you like it. If it's not for you, in fact, I'll have more respect for you that, okay, because let's not lie, we also see this thing in our society in Nigeria also, that there are stories of a lot of guys that are either married or dating women, but you're secretly gay.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, first off, you're bringing a lot of risk into your own household. Secondly, you're bringing a lot more risk onto the streets, because if you're dating women, but you're low-key gay, we don't know. The woman doesn't know. It's girls. What's funny is all these things I'm saying, I'd even learn from my fellow man. It's women that are the ones that give you this gist. And guess what? They're the ones that know why. Because at the end of the day, when most times when women or people, when somebody contradicts, let's say a STD or something, right? A lot of guys, how many of us go for checks regularly compared to women? A lot of times, more times than not, you're going to find out your STD result from a woman you've been with. Let's not lie to ourselves, guys. I don't know about guys, but have you guys ever been in that situation where
generally, like guys,
when you're younger, when you were in that situation at any point where you've gotten that STD call from a babe, where not that you have it, but she calls you and she's like,
oh,
yo,
she has I think you should check.
I have something, you should get checked.
Yes, I think we all have.
And that's when that unlocks your brain. Oh shit, like I need to go get checked. So imagine now if you're doing both sides, bro, you're increasing the risk.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy that I never thought about it this way. And now that you just said a few things, it just like, clicked something in my brain. And I just thought to myself that, wait, first of all, as guys, we don't even grow up with the behavioral allowance to be like that with ourselves. You see, like how women are, where they tap each other's bum, sometimes they can hug each other. You can see a girl just pay with her first breast, but you see that between girls and you see that as normal. Whereas if a guy comes down and tap you, you're gonna be like, hey.
No. We used to. It's society that changed us.
And so here I'm landing on this, right? And my point is that society-wise, yes, we've also, but still not as much as women. Even down to how they hug, how they cry with each other, there's still...
Oh, yeah, there's still the principle of being a man, being a woman.
Exactly, and that's what I'm trying to say, right? So, if with all of that, a man is still attracted to men, it's because that's now where your head is at. You're now full... Now, for women to be... You see, a woman can be attracted... And, of course, I'm not a woman, I don't know, I can't speak on that. But I assume that it's... you already have so many things that are leaning you in that direction that when you now find that you have some feelings for a woman or for another woman, there were so many things that were leading you to that direction, which is, as girls will sleep with each other naked, or as girls, there's so many things they do that you would even be surprised when they say they don't like each other. You get what I'm trying to say? A lot of guys say, I'm sure these girls are, and they're like, no, we're just besties. Whereas you see that happening with two guys, you're like, yeah, there's no way these guys are. So my point is that as a guy, nothing really stares you in that direction. In fact, if anything, things are taking you away from that.
From what, being gay?
From finding other men attractive.
No, that's why I said it's opposite. Camaraderie brings us closer than you think. So that's why I said things like sports brings a lot more gay niggas than you think.
That's peculiar. What about the people who don't experience sports in that way?
Okay, fair. So even the guys that don't do sports now, like as a guy growing up,
there's not a lot of stuff.
It depends on your country also, because look at example now. Let's stick to the context of Nigeria now.
Okay.
When I came to Nigeria, I went to boarding school, because you could easily say the same argument. What about guys that were not boarders? But at least let's just do context of what we had that start off. Yeah. Boarding school.
Okay.
You are just around boys. You're sleeping in the same room as boys. There's about 10, depending on your school, there's about 10 of you, 12 of you in one room.
Yes.
You're all showering together. You're all doing stuff together.
You can groom stuff.
It could easily...
And I agree.
Especially if you start off as a JS student going up.
And I agree with that. But you see how that is not gender specific. And I meant this in the women generally in their life experiences go through all these things. You don't have to have gone to boarding school or have done some sort of sport.
You're saying naturally it will happen at one point in your life.
Exactly. Whereas if a guy avoids this situation, say for example, the guy that never went to the boarding school, also never did sports, also never found himself in confines of, men that he was just always, he went to day school, he never did any sports, he was always on his own, men always be on that side, he's on this side, so people like that still end up being gay, right? My point is, nothing in a man's life generally steers him in that direction. Now, people who get steered, like people who go to boarding school and, people who play sports and end up being gay, yeah, you could also say, those were the points where they got to see a man. But how do you explain those who never experienced that? So, and I'm saying that I'm agreeing with you.
For those that are listening, tell us. Because they might have a story that we don't know.
That's why I said I'm agreeing with you that actually if a guy says he has intentions for other men, it's usually because that's his core. But he's still staying with a woman because society has said, oh no, it's meant to be heterosexual sexuality.
And then some guys have experiences where they get tired of women the same way women get tired of men.
Hey,
can't say no, because look,
a guy can't be tired of women to the point that it pushes you to like men. You can just be tired of women.
Again, I am saying this so I don't sound ignorant, but I feel that could be a point because, bro, look at us. I know women have driven me crazy before in life, right? The same way I have probably driven them crazy. But I know for me, my limit is never, no matter how crazy it is, like I said, it's never extend to go and like man. But there are some guys, that's why I say if we take ourselves out of the equation, there are some guys, you could have a traumatic experience with a woman that makes you say, Omo.
That one I disagree. For me,
I'm with you on I'm just opening it up.
Yeah, I get you. Maybe that's another possibility because again, I'm sorry, I don't see that happening.
That a woman traumatized you.
No,
to the point
because
that you
because
said,
the way men are wired to be attracted to whoever it is they're attracted to is that you must actually feel that bodily you must feel that you want to be able to hold, touch, picture.
But okay, I must say some controversial shit. But look at, I've noticed sometimes, right, the way some niggas move here is a bit different. Because it's like, I ain't never seen you move like that with some girls, but the way you move your boys, like the way girls with sisterhood, all that, there's probably that brotherhood. But there's some guys that have that emotional, because let's not lie to you, there's sexual energy from just the physical, which most times men are looking at women from the physical when it comes to sexual and desires, all. Yeah. But for every human, what's going to enhance that sexual desire is emotion and mental, yes? Yeah. Outside of just physical, yes. That's why I said enhance.
Okay, yeah.
Naturally not physical.
Mm-hmm.
But what's enhancing it is the mental and all.
Okay.
Which why I say for some guys now, the way they bond with their niggas or the way they have those close knit, like you see how how there's some guys you seem like their relationship closer, but you probably see them with babes, all that stuff, or like. I get what you're saying.
I get what you're saying because we have even seen this in movies sometimes where somebody who was not staring in that direction all of a sudden now feels this kind of emotion.
Mountain probably caught people off guard when those.
Yeah, but I honestly don't think. I think you can have an emotional connection, but to start liking men.
How does it like? It like stems from an emotional?
No. You can have an emotional.
Emotional
connection is not always romantic.
Friends gave me
emotional connection is not always.
I'm gonna give you an argument that one of my gay friends gave me. That at first it's like, oh shit.
Okay.
Who told you you have to like only women?
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with that because again, that's a Western thing that came.
That's what I'm saying. Who told you gonna
I agree with you that that's a Western thing that they probably brought it because we don't even know our history sometimes.
Even in Africa, as an African,
yes.
Who told when you were brought up? I say when my answer is my family, my environment told me I must like women.
And their family before that.
Well, I was gonna. Who told you to like women only?
And that's my point. Is our family and their family before theirs and their family before theirs. And I'm saying that all now stems back to whatever teachings we must have gotten from the people who colonized us. And my point is that, again, it could be watered down. It could even be that before any kind of outside influence, we were all, again, this is me already.
We don't know.
Exactly. We were all just living in a peaceful, because again, and let me tell you why this argument is actually very valid, right? That your friend's argument is very valid. I've seen animals be gay. And I'm not saying I can see it on TV. let me tell you something. I'm doing a reverse to say this story. So when I was doing my master's, like we had my housemates, because I hated the animals, but my housemates had 2 cats. 2 cats. They were both male. We caught these 2 cats having intercourse at some point. This is true. That like we saw them being whatever it is they were being in the time that they were being.
Guys, our producer outside is just being an instigator right now, man. But go ahead.
And after seeing that, I'm like, because again, sometimes we like to liken the male-female gender arrangements to the animal kingdom and how what's in the animal kingdom is a male lion. When I had witnessed that live, was when I saw that there are actually tendencies. Now it could have been from the stem of how animals need companionship and so they had just the 2 of themselves. But even then, can't you guys be brothers?
But you wouldn't at a young
exactly. But then again, this was we didn't. I was in my early 20s, mid 20s, and it didn't think to me to do more research on that and find out if it's actually a thing in the animal kingdom. I still haven't until now, but I witnessed that. So that's already an example of the possibilities that even the animals get to experience that same sex, whatever it is that happens. So to basically come back to that question, who actually told us? Honestly, it's a gray area. I don't have a solid answer to that because let's be honest, everything we know now is what they fed us.
Because I grew up in Atlanta where it's actually very common. Well, obviously you've heard of in Atlanta there's this thing called the Download Brothers where there are a lot of gay black men in Atlanta. So with that, now you didn't know who was gay because you saw a lot of successful men with a lot of the baddies. That's the scary thing. You will see them with the baddest chick.
Oh yeah,
brother.
oh yeah, the baddest.
But them niggas behind the scenes, and it doesn't start from adult. Like my first time seeing people that were gay in Atlanta, the first time I was 9 years old in summer camp. There was a girl who was our camp counselor who was older than us. So she's probably like 16, 17. But she dressed like the Lil Bow Wow back then because she had braids, she had a bandana, she was stocky, she played basketball. I thought this girl was a guy the whole time. It wasn't until later on in camp they say, she a girl, right? I'm like, huh? That was my first time. Then the second time, middle school, 14 years old. This is when I knew I can never be gay because it traumatized me. My boy Peter, there was this guy named Peter. At 14 years old, this guy was already like built like an 18. You know those 40 years, I was an athlete. Like this guy played American football with us. So he was like one of those American football players. I was the mad athlete, big. Then there was this other guy named Sammy. Sammy was a transfer that came in like 7th, 8th grade from Louisiana. And Sammy was this tall, big guy, pretty boy. As you know those pretty boys, I say, nah, go steal your babe.
Yeah.
And when this guy came, every babe, he took one of my babes. I can never forget. Sammy took my ex, Janae. I'll never forget. This is how you know I'm being serious. Because they started dating like a month after he came. And I'm like, the fuck? Like, it took me 2 years to get her.
Damn.
So they're doing their thing. By the end of 8th grade, rumors started coming back. Yo, y'all heard that rumor Peter might be gay? Huh? Ain't no way. Peter be getting all the girls. See how I'm talking to the Atlanta's coming back. Because like the trauma is coming back. Like Peter be getting all the girls and shit. And we're like, nah, with who? Sammy. What? Long story short, bro. By the end of the year, them niggas went to the school dance together.
Oh, I did not see that coming.
And it now started causing divide because they were your boys. Like Peter was my guy.
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden, now when it's confirmed, your guy still come to you as, yo, what's up, Mike? And it's like you think of the loyalty this guy had with you for the last 2-3 years, but it's like,
that could look.
I'm new. I don't understand. This is shocking.
You might have liked me all that time. You were loyal. Is why you were loyal. So I'm
14 years old. This is at 14, bro.
I can't maintain that.
So since that day, I can't lie to you. That thing traumatized me. That I said, no matter what a woman does to me, never.
Well, no. Again, and I think you do have, but we don't know. If I don't think a man can really change from the trauma of being with women and being sick of it, but then again, that's a possibility we don't know. I feel like maybe getting a psychologist on the
you never see some men that's when you're married 40 years old or so, wife that they don't carry, built her life, everything is cheating with God now.
But you know what I always believe in stuff like that is that the person doing that always had the underlining of wanting to be gay, right? But because societal norms don't allow you express that part of yourself, you're just here like, okay, you know what they want is this from me and that from me, so let me just go ahead and do that.
Anyways, we're going to go on to the next question because you see, this is you guys are the ones causing these things, but let us know in the comments. Again, we're not saying any of these things ignorantly, we're having honest conversations, so also educate us if you got something to say. And also lastly, for the guy who asked the question, to be honest, you need deep introspection. You need deep introspection to know what side you're leaning towards. Like he said, pick one, right? Pick one. And if you know you want to be with men, then be with men, and don't waste a woman's time with the assumption that she actually, you're actually heterosexual. Or if you know you want women, then stick with women and then not deceive men. And I think that's pretty much what it's going to be. All right, so the next question we got from a guy called Blacko. And it says, my babe has been obsessing about getting a BBL. Hey, God, how are we starting off with this one? Jesus Christ. We literally can't go one day without her bringing it up. Anyways, always sending pictures of IG babes, okay, she wants her body to look like. I already think she's beautiful the way she is, but every time I assure her that she's fine the way she is, I already think she's beautiful the way she is, but every time I assure her that she is fine the way she is, okay, that's an incomplete sentence, she just brushes it to the side, okay. She's literally only 21 and is insisting on getting it done this year. She literally wants me to pay the down payment, and I'm okay with doing that, but I really don't see why she is so pressed on getting it done. Like, already I'm hesitant to pay because, to be honest, she can be very reckless and unfaithful, and a hint of disloyalty took place recently, and I still have my guard up. What the fuck?
After forgiving her not too long ago. I just have a feeling this will be done this will be one of the things I'll regret doing because you know how ungrateful and unsatisfied women can be. I also just want her to be happy and confident in her own skin, but it seems she just wants more.
Okay. First off, my nigga.
No.
There's so
no,
many
no.
things to tackle
Like,
in
there's
this statement.
so
But
many,
let's just start
so
off with
many.
number one. Number one is, why are you first dealing with a girl that you can't trust?
That's one.
Let's just start there. If you can't trust anybody, man or woman, you should not be with them. Number two, she's 21. And for all you
21.
young girls that watch us here, I need you to understand something. Stop blaming men for the decisions some of you want to make. And I'm going to rephrase that. I'm going to explain that more. If you're 21 and want to get a BBL, right? It's because you want to get a BBL. Yes, you can easily say, propaganda and this, but you want it, which is fine. That is what you want. But do not blame anybody for yourself. Take accountability that you want it. Let's start there. Now, number two is, ask yourself, why are you really getting it? Because if you're 21 years old and a woman, right, you've not even developed anything yet at all, if I'm correct.
Yeah, your body's still growing.
Your body is still growing. Yes, people you see on social media, but I've always been a big preacher of you can go to the gym, you can start eating. Yes, it is hard. It's easier said than done. It's probably one of the hardest things, but that's the whole point of disciplined life. You think us men, you think it's easy to keep our bodies. You can say men have genetics. No, we go to the gym and discipline ourselves the same way a lot of women go to the gym and discipline themselves. Now, again, I'm not saying you can't get a BBL because it's your money. Do whatever you want with it.
Is it even their money though? Let's get to that, but again, that's another I want to tackle.
For the ones that is their money, is their money.
Mm-hmm.
For the ones that is not their money, you're now stressing yourself to disturb somebody to pay for. Bro, there's just a lot. I have never been a fan of BBLs. I am never going to be a fan of BBLs. Now, let me rephrase that. I have been a fan of some BBLs without knowing it was a BBL.
Oh,
so you know those. There's some
I
natural.
See what you mean.
There are a lot of. See, if you get a BBL done well, respect to you because I can't tell. Because a lot of times it's girls that tell me, it's like my female friends that will tell me, you know, that's a BBL, right? I'm like, you bullshitting. Look at the thighs. It matches now. It's a BBL.
I think when I see it, I always know.
You can't tell. No, there are some that you always know, but there's some now that they slim. Like some girls are smart that they do it small that it packages.
But that's the new trend one now, but we'll get to that.
But there's stages. And those natural, those big ones that is just, the bum is here, chest is here. It's like, but yeah, but go on, you say your side, I'll say mine.
Yeah. So first of all, we don't even know how old you are. So, but the fact that a 21-year-old is pressuring you into,
God forbid,
into getting her. You said that you tried to convince her. She's not. I mean, I get it that you can like her genuinely because age doesn't really determine that. But from everything the person's saying, I imagine that this is someone who has a little more experience with life, and you can definitely be stern on certain things. Like, in fact, no. You can be stern on certain things, especially because you know that the person doesn't even have full loyalty anymore.
You're not even jumping any bar.
No, I'm even saying that. Let's even say, the person is even good on all grounds.
Mm-hmm.
And so now this BBL thing is the one thing that, she just keeps. But she's even shown signs of infidelity in the past or signs of disloyalty.
Never.
And you're still considering, I'm sorry to have to
Never.
be harsh, get off that road. I mean, you're on the wrong wagon. Just get off it. There's no...
He's young. He's young.
Yeah.
He's young. There's no way he can tell me he's not. If he's not young, I don't judge you, bro. But you need to also look within and just say, if they don't value me, why am I valuing them?
Yeah, and I would say that this is us even telling you how you can spend your money because it's your money still, right? If you still ultimately believe after all of this, you would rather make her happy by spending your money. Hey, all on you.
But if it fucks up, you have nobody else to blame but yourself.
Let's be honest, Stephen. If you're also not a fan of BBL, which clearly you don't seem like, there's no return on that investment. There's no return on the investment of investing.
Because I used to think about it. If I get a BBL done for a girl, right? Okay, it just means physically I have more ass and breasts to look at, right?
That's all.
Because if I already had her before BBL, it means I was attracted to you beforehand, which is I was attracted for your physical spec now and your head.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when the breast and yash come, because let's be real, that's what the BBL is. All of you, is either you're getting a slimmer tummy, bigger ass, bigger breast, or
That's
enhancements in other little areas.
Mhm.
Fine. All I'm going to do is literally look at you more and sexualize you more. Think about it, because I can't like
That's
you
all it
more.
is.
I can't like you more mentally.
Yeah.
Oh, because the BBL. You know what? I feel like your mind is going to be even brighter now. You know, with your breast bigger now. I can't wait for the wisdom you say now.
I can't believe it. Well, I mean, but this is facts. I like how people always try to make it seem like there's more depth to the concept of BBL, but it's literally just I want to be more sexually attractive. There's nothing else.
There's not, and again, let me rephrase it, because it's like I talk about this.
There's nothing wrong with that. Also,
there's a girl I was dating, right, that had like smaller breast, right?
Okay,
but she had a fat ass, respectfully. And
ain't nothing respectful about it.
It was very respectful, okay. But she had a fat ass, respectfully, but she had a mad body overall.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, I liked her for who she was and all that. Like, everything was fine. The body's a bonus. Then she told me she wanted to, like, probably later on in the future get like breast enhancement, but not like overly big ones, just a bit more succulent than what they are. And I was like, you know what? Fair enough. Which is why I said sometimes, like, that's why I said it's your body, do what you like.
Yeah.
And her reasoning made sense, right?
Okay.
But she's older now. She's above 30. She's been making her money. She's gone through her 20s. She gyms and all. You get what I'm saying? So now she's making adult decisions. This thing of why are you guys getting BBL is more aimed at younger girls that have not even started life yet. Because when you're a grown woman, if you want to do a BBL, that is on you. You are you've been through life. You are making decisions for you. Madam, you know your body, so you can do what you like.
That decision is informed. And that's once it's informed, no problem. Go ahead, do your thing.
But if you're 21 years old, 22, 23, 24 even, 25, I'll say up to at least 30 to be honest. Let's be honest, in your 20s as a woman, you get time to work on that body. Last, maybe, okay, your limit is I can have a banging body, okay, my breast will not be as big, okay, fine. That ass can get a little bigger. Maybe it might not get BBL accusation. And even that, it can, with a lot of work and discipline.
Yep.
But what we're just trying to say is, if you're a young woman out there, embrace your body and see what you can do first, naturally. Then later on in life, like he just said, when you are now informed and you've done trial and error, madam, do what you like.
And I guess it kind of even segues into what we're trying to talk about today, because we see how trendy it's become now
It's disgusting.
To do a BBL
and not even just BBLs,
but just
nose
any kind
jobs.
of
Nose jobs are
body
now becoming
body enhancements.
Some body enhancements I've been all right with. I'll be honest.
Yeah, of course.
I've seen some.
I've seen people do correctional. See, I like it when it's correctional. That is, we see that you're trying to correct something that you believe it's, even though we don't really see that as a problem, but it's correctional. You're not doing it because you need to be sexually attractive. Because again, anything that leads to more sexual attraction is never really anything that is long lasting. For example, see the concept of them till today still trying to sell penis enlargement creams. I'm sorry, but if I was caught buying penis enlargement creams, let's say, right? You and I know the amount of shame we'll probably get from everybody, both men and women. And why is this? Because it's a sexual enhancement.
Okay, no, that's like saying buying Viagra.
No. So buying Viagra is actually a correctional enhancement. Because buying Viagra is because what should naturally be coming to me, I can't correct that, but I need that. For example, let's say I'm married, right? Mm-hmm. But my stuff isn't working as it's supposed to work. But I need to have sexual intercourse with my wife. Mm-hmm. I need that. So it's not an enhancement
compared to the penis enhancement that. What about if it's that small that I can't satisfy her the way she wants?
Then that's where it's now coming to enhancements of trying to be more
but
sexual.
It's like you said, I'm just like, to your point.
It's sexual
attraction.
If I'm
trying to do it, if I'm a man if a man can't please his wife and have sex the way he wants, he takes Viagra.
Yes, but it doesn't make me sexually attractive.
But then if a man now can't even, there's some niggas with some micro penises and shit, small penises.
Yes.
If I can't get it up to satisfy my woman the way, that is a solution, because naturally I can't grow it any bigger than it is.
So obviously, wait, because there are two lines to that. Mm-hmm. If biologically you've already been, because it's a deformity, that's what it is, because it's made to work with the other woman. So if it actually can't work, it's a deformity. That's not a preference of I want it bigger. It's a deformity of it's not even doing the work in the first place. It's like me having 3 fingers instead of 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's some sort of serum I can use.
So you're saying if somebody has a small penis, it's a deformity?
Again, that's what I said. If biologically it cannot work, which means that I actually can't insert it in anyone, then of course that's a deformity. Let's be honest. No. Let's look at things in plain sight. Biology has told us that the penis is meant to work for the vagina. Mm-hmm. We all know that, right? Mm-hmm. Now, let's forget whether it's reaching the end, reaching the cervix, reaching the right. If his penis can get in. Now, we're not talking about satisfaction now. If you can actually get in to the vagina, then your penis is big enough. Now, whether it's big enough to satisfy her or not, hey, that's a different story.
If it's like this.
Like this satisfies some
Which
people.
can still enter, but it's just this.
Yeah, there's still some people who that can satisfy. It's just about finding your person, let's be honest.
So I have to give the man a pass if he's getting penis enlargement cream for something like this.
Again, if your intention for penis enlargement is so that...
make sure my wife is satisfied.
Then that's different. You're not trying to be sexually attractive to your wife.
I mean, technically, yeah.
No.
My wife loves me for who I am.
Let me ask you this. Okay, so say for example now, right? When a woman sees a man, that is, you're looking at him physically, no part of her is thinking in that immediate first impression that, oh yeah, he has a big penis, that guy is sexy. No. Mm-hmm. She's looking at his physical attributes. And so in looking at that, she's looking at, okay, how tall is he? What women consider sexy to men is the first physical attribute, which is, are you tall? Are you muscular? I mean, this is why guys go to the gym. So you don't see people going to the gym for their penis to get bigger. So what we consider as being seen as sexy is what they see physically. Mm-hmm. Now, if a husband is getting pills or enhancements so he can please his wife, that's not because he's trying to look sexier to his wife. Looking sexier to his wife is him doing things like getting on steroids. Because again, how they see...
I ain't gonna lie, that penis thing for some women is a part of being sexy.
It's only for being sexy after they've met you and they've liked you for other things already.
That's why I say they can like you for certain things.
Okay.
But then the sexual attraction can easily go away from a woman when she sees
which is normal, but sexual attraction is not... So what I mean by looking sexy is, again, if you want to be with someone sexually, right? You don't start by knowing if they have a big penis. They need to look physically attractive first. That's the first thing, right? Mm-hmm. And that's what they consider sexy. And what that means is some people can be attractive, but not attractive enough for you to want to sleep with. The person is not sexy enough for you, right? Mm-hmm. But when you see somebody and you feel like you want to sleep with that person is sexy enough already. You don't know. That's why you hear a lot of women get disappointed when they now find out the size. Mm-hmm. So now you enhancing so that, when they find out the size, it can work. It's still not, that's like and that's why I said it's embarrassing. That's why you find that if I, for example, now somebody catches me using enhancement cream or, I'm promoting and say, oh, this cream worked for me, I'll be a laughing stock if I try to put that on Instagram. Because again, the concept of you doing things to enhance yourself in a sexual way is always usually laughed at. But then now we have it happening normally.
The thing is, even people laughing, why? That's why I say I don't take the internet seriously anymore. Because like, if you're promoting it, at the end of the day, if you're satisfying somebody, then hey.
But yeah, I mean, like you said, there's something. It's just the same way they laugh at guys who are short. Because you're like, what do you mean? Did I create myself? And then I'm 4'2", I'm 4'5", I'm 4'10", but this is how I came. In fact, it's unfortunate there's no enhancements for that, because if there were,
there are. You just have to have some serious
not
racks.
Not those kinds.
Some serious racks.
Not those kinds, and even those kinds can only get you up to what, maybe about 5-6 inches at the most.
Well, that's a lot too.
So if somebody is 4'10" and grows 6 inches, he's still going to be short under the general perspective of things.
Would you rather be 5'6" or 4'10"?
But that's my point. Whether you are 5'6" or 4'10", you're going to be seen as the same. So, anyways, point being that where I have the confusion is the fact that there's no other. I know that there's a narrative that people say is just to make themselves feel better, but let's be honest. Like, what it really is you want to look like that approved sexy that everybody considers as sexy. Because don't you see that most times the BBL shapes are the same? It's usually try to get the tiniest waist, tries to get the biggest hips and bum.
When I found out that some women do the BBL is basically sucked out fat.
Fat transfer.
I was like, what the fuck?
Fat
Like,
transfer.
so it ain't even an ass, really. That's why I said I don't really be liking BBLs because, yeah, it looks good on clothes, but you hit that shit, it's going to be like rock. Can you say I didn't do this. I went.
So again, people will definitely have arguments saying that there's ones that feel natural, feel soft, feel this.
Well, congrats. I'd rather take a soft, natural, all day, been in the gym. Even if it wasn't in the gym, that is just you like that. I take full part, nice.
And
I don't mind.
And again, they would say that it's not for the men, but
who is it? Stop lying to yourself. Women need to stop lying to themselves. If you get a BBL, who's it for? Your fellow sister. Stop lying.
Because the truth is...
Because you are trying to attract a nigga that's of a certain caliber or likes that kind of thing. Because I'm telling you right now, more men that are probably not... We talked about in our last episode that are probably not your quote-unquote spec, which is probably just material and physical things, are not the ones that you're trying to attract, basically. The majority is not who you're trying to attract. With the BBL, let's not lie. You are attracting certain men that have money, affluent, that have influence in society, or maybe older.
The
keyword I said maybe.
The only time they attract older is only because older men higher chances come with all that stuff you already mentioned, which is he already has money.
No, I'm saying even the young guys that like that's why I said like it's either guys with money, so it can be any age bracket. The older men who usually like older men are of the spectrum. They either like very extreme. I want extreme BBL. I want slim petite. There's no in between for older men. Hey, we're just calling it.
And that's what I was trying to say. So, and this is from me just talking to different girls and understanding why they. So them going for older guys is one, they are less problematic. They're not asking for 20 rounds, 20 days. If you just give me the one quick, the man is already he's spent. This is what they say, right? He spent, they'd rather go for that. And the chances that you are older and broke are so much lower than the chances that if you are younger and
the
broke.
Chances are he's older and married.
But they don't know. Marriage is not they just see marriage as an arrangement, which is even what the man is bringing to them on the table, telling them, no, my wife, yeah, she understands. We have an arrangement. Anyways.
Yeah, she's in Canada.
Or she's even here in Nigeria, but she understands we have an arrangement.
Niggas are brave. You see, I'm not promoting cheating or anything. You see, the ones that they're here and their wives, they Canada or Yankee. Fair enough. It's wrong. But fair enough. But the one that your wife did the same Lagos as we did.
Brazenness.
As in, you have to still go home.
Of course.
Respect, because
I personally, I can't. To me, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of intentional work.
Grace of God, that's all I ask for.
It's a lot of intentional work. And I think, but anyways, that's not why we're not talking about infidelity here. But I would just say that I think that's what makes it hard.
Just saying
that's what makes me already
ladies,
sure
before you go to the BBL option, think about it, if you actually use that money, right? Invest in the gym, invest in stuff, you're already saving God knows how much money. The work is the hard part. But imagine use that money into some other shit. Again,
let's track back a little bit. You just mentioned something that I think it would open a different direction of the conversation. Investing in a gym. I think the problem and the concept behind why the BBL got very popular is because human nature does not want a long process. E.g. OnlyFans. OnlyFans got popular because there's a shorter process to making the big money. Whereas before the OnlyFans era or adult content era, there was adult content always, right? And then there was the go to school, work hard, do whatever it is, but the go to school, work hard formula started looking too long. When you started seeing that everything you spent 6 years doing, somebody just spent 6 days making. And so now it's like, okay, and that's even why the concept of entrepreneurship became so popular also in Nigeria. Because now people saw that, what do you mean? If I don't have to go to school and do this, I can still make twice as much money as the person who went to school and spent all his time with all that stress, all that, whatever it is. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing that. I'm going the fast route. Now, the gym is the slow route to a nice body. The slow route, and I say slow route. Now, if you've got good genes and good metabolism, hey, that works better for you. Yes, we are here. But it's the slow route to getting that body goal.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, how do you explain people who do BBL and still go to the gym?
You have to maintain it. Huh?
Because now all they've done is, let's say, for example, the journey to a nice body is 20 kilometers, right? But for me to register at the gym, I have to be doing 1 kilometer
it feels stupid
a month.
Because, again, nobody ever talks about what happens behind the scenes with BBLs, the maintenance, the leakage. I've heard the stories. It ain't all smooth. That's why I said Instagram, all that will only show you final product. You don't know behind the scenes, or they have to be rolling and adjusting. You know, have you heard of that?
Yeah, of course. They go for therapy.
Stuff.
They go for that.
And you have to be doing that massage. Because if you don't massage it well, it will now even start looking unbalanced. And
right,
God forbid.
right.
Body,
and then there's also the injection scars in some cases for those who get like that. But
can you imagine if you're with your babe, you're being intimate, you're doing your thing, and then you just see a leak.
With my babe. That is assuming that I randomly am with a babe that has BBL. What? I mean, no shame to people who have BBL, but it can never be me. I can never be with.
What about if you don't know? Again,
there's no me.
No, I've been with girls that have BBL. That's not an issue, but it's like.
But I'm telling you, me. There's a BBL detector right here.
It will shock you.
I'm telling you that it can't.
I say it will shock you.
There's a detector right here, and there are usually signs. A lot of times, the tummy is abnormally flat for somebody who is not slim. And when I say abnormally flat, I know exactly what I mean. There's natural bodies always have that little underbelly fat, just a little bit. Even if your tummy is flat, you still have it. My God. But anyways, I digress. So I was trying to say that if I was going on a journey now to a nice body, right? Mm-hmm. I'm a woman, and it's 20 kilometers away. The gym is going to do me 1 kilometer every month for me to get there to 20 kilometers. Mm-hmm. What BBL does is it takes me the first 15 kilometers already in a couple of weeks. And then I now need to do the remaining 5, one month each, because I've already done half the work and now I just need to maintain the body. But people don't want that time. People don't have the patience for that time, because what do you mean I have to wait 2 years? That's why, wait. You see, first of all, how much you notice that weight loss content is very popular?
Do you know that my gym that's going to take me the 9 months and yours that's going to take 2 months is going to last longer than yours?
But they don't know that. Wait. It's like you explaining to someone that bad decisions now will affect you in future, but the good ones will last you. People don't want to hear that anymore, because as much as, yes, it will last, some people will even tell you, what if I die tomorrow? Let me just live my life. So nobody's trying to do the one that's going to last long, because we know that sometimes I don't go to gym for 3-4 months. You would never know that. You still ask me, how you go to. But it's because of a lifestyle I'm coming from, which is consistent workout, consistent exercising, consistent sports, that's just built into a lifestyle. But people don't have that energy. People don't have that time. So usually anything that will take time is people do for a little bit and then go. But if there's a fast route, then watch them come back and get on that train. And that's why I was giving the example of adult content that's being more popular now. Is because it's a faster route to making money than, what do you mean, how to invest in education? Especially when you say that education, it comes with a lot of stress. The same thing with the gym, comes with a lot of stress. I have to go there every day. I have to be waking up. I have to be eating healthy. I have to be when I can just go to one doctor and they told me recovery is 8 months, 9 months, and I'll be done. So,
recovery is 8-9 months. That I've just, again, coming back to my point.
Yeah. So I think for me, my only major problem is the people who get their bodies done, then go to the gym and start doing all my hard work. Don't do that. Why are you misguiding all the people who clearly are watching you or looking up to you and then saying that, oh, I want to be like her, I want my body to be like hers? But then you're dropping it in the guise of intense workouts and healthy eating. I mean, let's be honest. Yes, you didn't want to showcase your process, and now you just disappeared you just noticed that your last post was 2023. Next thing, now we see 2024 December, and we're like, oh, where were you all that time? But you were getting your body done and recovering, and now all of a sudden you're a gym baddie, you're a gym babe. I'm sorry, but be honest with people. I got my body done, and I'm now doing workouts to be made so that everybody knows what it entails. But if you sell this dream of this is all just quads, this is all just from squats. Oh, have you seen what I lift at the gym? We both know you got your body done, but now you're trying to make. And you see, I asked too as well. Yes, there's a lot of people who own it that they got their bodies done. But do you remember when it first started? It was such a you always lie. You always find people lying that they didn't get their body done. It's natural. If it's such a prideful thing to do, why are you lying that you got your body done? Or why are you pretending that it got it naturally? So,
ladies, again, do what you like. But if you're a young woman out there, please try all the options before you do it. And again, I know there are probably men in your area, circles that are pressuring you to do it, but not all men are the biggest fans of BBLs. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. We want to know what you guys think because, again, we're only speaking from the perspective of some men that, again, we're not the biggest fans, but we do appreciate it from afar. But we're saying not every man is going to say, go and get it done, because I hate when women blame us for it when it's not every man. But again, let us know in the comments. Subscribe to all our audio channels to hear more conversations about this, because we've talked about similar topics like this. But again, you got to subscribe so you can go back into the archives and look at some of the old episodes, all right? And until next time, we appreciate you guys. I'm Michael Scenario.
And I'm Oro.
And this is Menisms.